What I have here is a bunch of old segmented pieces. These are miscuts, and I don't want to throw them away, or they're just partly cut from the ends. And I went ahead and I pulled out a bunch of these ambrosia maple pieces that I glued together because they were all miscuts and stuff. So let me go over here and I'm going to flatten these out. I've got an idea what we can do with these. Alright, so I got these all flattened out. And this, I let it sit overnight so I could think about what I want to do. And I think an idea is coalesced in my mind now. We're going to use some black resin with this, I think. And then we'll talk about the base later. But I'm going to glue all these together to give them some sort of a shape to go into this right here. So this thing, you'll see it's starting to float. You can see that the stuff at the bottom, the glue I used didn't work, so we're going to use this to push it down. So now that we have this, what we're going to do is we're going to put it into the pressure pot, the big one, the California, and we'll come back here in a few hours and see how it looks. All right, so I've got this piece of walnut here that's up on my shelf. Let's plane this up and see if it looks good. I'm not sure if it's the shape I want for the base, but let's give it a shot. Look at that Chatoyance. Oh my gosh. I don't know if this is the right piece for this, but that is a beautiful wood. Not even sure where I got this from. Let's do the other side. Look at that. Width. All right, before we check out the piece, I want to thank all of you for all the suggestions. This one came from Free the Birds. I think it's 3578. I'll put his comment right over here, or her comment. I don't know who they are, but I appreciate you getting my juices flowing. They suggested that I make a different kind of bowl or vase. So here's my interpretation of the vase. I've only made one other piece kind of like this. This one's a little bit different, but I enjoyed making it, and I think that I've got some ideas in the future of other things I'd like to make. I would really like to thank all of you for all of these suggestions. I am attempting a bunch of them, not all of them, because there were hundreds of suggestions on what to do. You can see right here some of them. Yours may be one of those. But I'm getting to a few of them right now. Now this piece, I've done a similar one, and I'll put the link over here if you want. You can go check it out. I really got some flack for not putting a foot on that one. Well, I didn't want a foot. It wasn't in my vision. I didn't want a foot on this one. So this is my vision of a standing vase. So go ahead and check it out. And until next video,